Hi friends, all for art and art for doodles. Let's do this fun doodle. We've done a similar pattern before. I'm doing a square that's about little more than 2 inches, which would be 5 to 7 centimeters, so it's only about that big. I'm going to cut it in half this way evenly. Then I'm going to cut in half and make a small square there and a small square over here on the other side. So a line in half, and then less than half, and less than half. And then I'm going to do my kind of spiraling rectangle. So I start, it'll change depending on where you start, but I'm always going to start in the lower left and go up and up and up in each of my squares and rectangles. So lower left, go up at an angle, but not quite all the way over. And then I'm going to go all the way across to the other side, not quite to the corner, making myself kind of a stopping point, not quite to the very edge. So I'm just dancing around the edge of my shape. I'm making a rectangle within a rectangle that keeps getting smaller as I go to the other side and shift over ever so much. Shifting over ever so much. So all the way across, and making a progressively smaller rectangle or parallelogram. You can find a nice place to stop wherever you want to stop. And you can fill in or leave it. Fill it in with color too. I like to thicken up my arc that I made. So from each corner, there's kind of an arc that goes back to this basic shape. You know what? My basic shape maybe is going to be a little bigger on this one. I think I like that. Okay, so you can start from any corner. It will change your pattern a little bit. I've decided to just start from the lower left and go up. So same thing, over to the other side, shifting just a small space. Over to the other side, shifting just the smallest space. And spiraling around in on myself till I get to the middle. I like to thicken my lines from the corners and fill in the center shape. So there we go. Same thing, next rectangle. Straight up and over where I decided to start. Across, down, over. If you make a real big one, if you want to, sometimes you can just cut it like that. But I'm just going to keep going across, down, over, up, across, down, over, up, across, down, over, up. Just helping you with some skill, some what they call dexterity, the ability to control your hand and send it where you want. Let's go ahead and thicken up that arc that came from the corners, to thicken that up. And then the shape I get in the middle. And the last corner. Up and across, not quite all the way. Cutting around. Over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down. You might be in a different place, but I don't want you to think the video is not going. So from my corners, thicken up. And color in my center shape. And maybe vary the line a little bit to thicken up the outside. And you have another exercise with line. And a great daily doodle. All right, all for art and art for all.